S.O. Barker wrote this one, and it's one of my favorite ones. Back in the days when cattle range was prairies wide and lone, 3 Barzy hands was winter camped upon the Cimarron. Their calling names was Booger Bill, Mexican Pete, and Tug. And though their little dugout camp was plenty warm and snug, they got plumb discontented. For with Christmas drawing near, they couldn't see no prospect in no kind of Christmas cheer. Old Pete spoke about the dances he'd be missing down in Taos. And Tug remarked he'd give his gizzard to see a human house light with Christmas candles. But then old Booger Bill vowed he'd shoot the next galoot who spoke of Christmas cheer out loud. They sure did have the lonesomes. But then the first of Christmas week, a wagon load of immigrants made camp off down the creek. They'd come out from Missouri, and they was headed further west and had to stop a little while to give their team a rest. They seemed to be poor nester folks with about 6 or 8 as hungry-looking barefoot kids as ever liked to play. We've just got beans to offer you, the wagon woman smiled. But if you boys will join us, we'll have a big pot pile on Christmas Day for dinner, and we'll do the best we can to make it seem like Christmas, although our plates is tin. Well, them cowboys, they kind of stammered, but then they promised her they'd come, and they loped back to their dugout camp, and things began to hum. They whittled with their pocket knives, and they sewed with rawhide threads. They hammered, and they braided, and they railed the rope to shreds. They butchered out a yearling and baked a big old roast and scratched their heads to figure out what kids would like the most. Until they went on Christmas Day to join the Nesters' feast, they had a pack horse loaded down with their homemade Christmas truck. Bandana dolls for little girls with raveled rope for hair. Some wooden guns for boys, and for each kid a pair of rough-made, rawhide moccasins. And you should have seen the look on that Nester woman's face when from their back they took a batch of pies plumb full of prunes, some taffy made a lick, and a batch of sourdough biscuits right around 4 inches thick. Well, that ain't the total tally, but it sort of gives a view of what 3 lonesome cowboys figured out to try to do to cure the Christmas lonesomes out on the Cimarron amid the coyotes and the cattle. They found it. Sure enough did.